some old school Southern traditions, you might hear the question, who are your people? The understanding is your family lineage, your family ancestry has something to do about your current social status and standing. Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day number 3 of the Torah portion Hazinu. We took yesterday off for Yom Kippur. Welcome back. I pray your feasting, or fasting rather, has been productive or will be productive as your case may be. And so we ask the question, who are your people? To whom do you belong? Do you know where you stem from? In verse number 3 and 4, the word says in Devarim chapter 32, the rock, that is referencing Yah, his work is perfect for all his ways, a right ruling, that is, he is filled with mishpatim, he is filled with justice. Not always considered fair, but he is just. For all his ways are right ruling, an el of truth and without righteousness, righteous and straight is he. In response, verse number 5 and 6, a twisted and crooked generation has corrupted itself. They're blemished, they're not his children. Do you do this to Yahweh, O foolish and unwise people? Is he not your father who brought you, who created you, who established you? Remember the days of old and consider the years of many generations. Ask your father and let him show you your elders and let them say to you. Losing touch with our understanding of identity and who we are and to whom we belong. It's a problem. Yah's described as being excellent. He's great. He's filled with righteousness. He's filled with right understandings of justice. His ways are truth. When we depart from these things, we have corrupted ourselves. Corruption. It is to take that which is true, straight, well-defined, accurate, on a righteous standard, and turn it into something that is more preferable to ourselves, something that is more agreeable with our modern age, with current ways of thinking and perceiving. It is corruption. Truth, once it's diluted at any measure, to any degree, ceases to be the purity of truth. You cannot twist and change truth, or else it becomes something else. In the book of Hoshea, there are several instances here where Yah prophesies to this man and tells Israel what its problem is. In chapter 1, verse 9, then he said, call his name Lo-Ami, Lo meaning no, Ami, my people. He is not my people. He says, for you are not my people, and I am not for you. Yah is speaking through the prophet Hoshea, and he is telling the people through him, I'm rejecting you as being my own. Why? They had corrupted themselves. In chapter number 2, verse number 4, and I shall not have compassion on her children, for they are the children of whoring. Not an encouraging word. Yah is again saying, I'm not your father. You've rejected me from being your father. I want to be your father. I want to give you my truth. But you're not willing to accept it. Chapter 3, verses 3 through 5. And I said to her, that is, Hoshea said to his adulterous, wayward wife, Gomer, you are to remain with me many days. You are not to whore, nor become any man's, and so I shall be towards you. For many days the children of Israel are to remain without sovereign, and without prince, and without slaughtering, and without pillar, and without shoulder garment, or house idols. Afterward the children of Israel shall return, and seek Yahweh their Elohim, and David their sovereign, and fear Yahweh and his goodness. When will this happen? In the latter days, our day. We still don't have a temple. We still don't have a slaughtering place. We still don't have priesthood. We still don't have the ephod being worn by the priest. We don't have these things. We don't have David or the son of David sitting on the throne. Why? Because again, Yah is saying, my people have turned their back on me. They have become twisted and corrupted. They have changed truth, and they're not operating in mercy. We go into chapter number 4. He says in verse number 6, my people have perished for lack of knowledge, but you have rejected knowledge, or because you've rejected knowledge, I reject you from being priests for me. Since you have forgotten the Torah of your Elohim, I also forget your children. That's a hard statement to hear. That when we forget the Torah, he forgets our future generations. Nobody wants to hear that. In the book of Yochanan, John, chapter number 8, in Yeshua's day, he is speaking to Yehudim. He's speaking to the Jews, to those who are his own family. And he says to them in verse 28, so Yeshua said to them, when you lift up the son of Adam, then you shall know that I am he, and that I do none at all of myself, but as my Father taught me, these words I speak. And he who sent me is with me. The Father has not left me alone, for I always do what pleases him. And then he says these more familiar words, if you stay in my word, you're truly my taught ones, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. They said, hey, whoa, we're the seed of Abraham. We've never been in bondage. Babylonian bondage, maybe. Mitzrayim bondage, maybe. We are the servants of, or the seed of Abraham, and been servants to no one at any time. How do you say we shall become free? Yeshua accused them in verse 37, I know you are the seed of Abraham, but you seek to kill me because my word has no place in you. You've changed truth. You've corrupted yourself, and therefore you're being rejected, even though you have the physical lineage call and line to Abraham. You're not Yah's people. And they said in verse 39, Abraham is our father. Yeshua said to them, if you were Abraham's children, then you would do the works of Abraham. You're not doing. Ask your other generations, and they will tell you. If we can listen to some of the old timers that have come and gone, already gone on to their reward, if we could sit and listen to them as they would examine us in our day, I shudder to think what they might say to us and how they might reprove and rebuke us for our walk. Yeshua said to them, you do the works of your father. They said, we were not born of whoring. We have one Father, Elohim. Now they've upped it. We're not only the children of Abraham, we are the children of Elohim. Yah is our Father. Yeshua said to them in verse 42, if Elohim were your father, you would love me, for I came forth from Elohim and am here. For I've not come of myself, he sent me. He says in verse 44, you are of your father, the devil, and desires of your father you wish to do. Yeshua pulled no punches. He just simply told them what the truth was. And he didn't say this, lest I be misconstrued, because they were Jewish. It has nothing to do with the fact that they were Jewish. It has something to do with the fact that even though they were Jews, descendants, right and legal descendants of Abraham, they were counting on their generational histories for their righteousness. And they were not doing the works of their father Abraham. Don't be the twisted and corrupt generation. Ye hold on to his truth and hold on to his justice. Think on these things. We'll see you again tomorrow. Until then, shalom.